So this project's called Coming Together. It's coming together where young people are coming with some of our elders of our community, and just to share our experiences, to talk, meet each other, and to look at ways that we could work together.
This project explores our relationships with seniors. How do you define senior?
Someone that you respect and a person who has been through a lot of stuff, like experience in life, that you can learn from and go to get advice.
Go ahead and look through.
One of the stories he told me was how he had faith, how he started on believing God, but he doesn't believe in any religion. He thinks that's the most evilest thing ever. And the reason he started believing in God because of all the miracles that happened when he was on street.
Most of the time that I was homeless, I spent between Spadina and Bathurst, between Dundas and the lake. And I almost never in 10 years left that area. This is sort of my home away from home. This is one of the few places where a homeless person can come and have a shower.
Last Saturday we went to Queen and Bathurst, and it was a place where Ron Zink wanted to go. And he wanted to go there because it's a place where he hung out a lot in his life and when he was homeless. And it's a place that's very close to him and it's very important to him. And we had fun because we wouldn't really go there if it wasn't for him.
I grew up with one of my grandma, like my dad's mom, and she's because my dad was lived in Canada and I was back home, so I grew up with my grandma and my mom, and I had a really, really good relationship with her. She would always tell me stories at night, and when my mom yelled at me for studying and stuff, she would yell at my mom for yelling at me, so it was really cool.
This is where I worked out for 12 and a half years here at the Royal York Hotel, where we were sort of grabbing drunks and throwing people out and arresting people for trespassing.
I worked here 5 years in the kitchen mostly. But it was interesting making sandwiches. Early in the morning we'd make sandwiches for people when they ordered them. And we cut them up and then we put them on a special plate, with a doily and a special plate. And we put it out like that. And then we make the soup, we make the soup out. And we put the soup out if they wanted the soup. Yeah, this would be early in the morning, believe it or not. Meanwhile, we'd be preparing the lettuce and the carrots and the tomatoes and everything for the banquet rooms.
One time, actually, we arrested a guy in here. We got him up here in the office and we were interrogating him. And at that time, they had a pitcher with ice water and glasses, so you could have a drink of ice water when you're in the office. This guy grabbed the pitcher and the guy started eating the glass, right? And blood was all coming. So my friend Bob Nunn, he was my partner back then, he says, "Oh, we better get out of here, John." We got out, we locked the guy in the office. We got a hold of the Metro Police 52 Division out here. 52 Division came down, they got a mattress from one of the guest rooms upstairs, and they pushed it in on top of the guy, and they finally sort of wrestled him onto the ground, got the handcuffs on him and took him out in the handcuffs and arrested him. And I said, well, I guess there would be no more ice water served in the security office after. They said no.
To me, this is historic and it's nice. And the people were really courteous toward us. Well, when I worked for Fran's and the old male dining lounge, it was really different compared to this. I really worked. I mean, we really worked back then. And we had these big gallon coffee things. We had to make sure we watched them, because if we didn't watch them with the coffee in it, they would blow up.
Yeah, this is the famous Imperial Room. And this is where Tina Turner and James Brown and Debbie Reynolds and Peggy Lee, Tony Bennett, all the big stars from LA, they all used to perform in here at one time or another. And I used to do the security escort for them. And we used to be like $200 a plate for dinner in there. And then Louis Janetta, he was the maitre d' in there. If you didn't tip him at least a $100 tip a time, you went behind the post. This is where the Queen and the Prime Minister and the Pope and the Dalai Lama stayed in here. Anybody that's either a visiting foreign dignitary or, the top echelon government of this country they will generally stay in here. And as I say, back in 1970, this was about $1,500 a night this suite. So you can imagine what it is now. But unfortunately, it's all locked up, so we can't really go inside. But it's inside, it's perfectly beautiful.
What relationships do you currently have or have you had with seniors?
My experiences, I have grandmas and grandpas, and well, they don't really live here, they live in Bangladesh, but I've worked in a nursing home, and I've worked with the seniors there, and like they were most of them were nice people.
These two young ladies right here really gave me an insight into the real nature of the Islamic religion and its practice.
We're not going to these places because they're around City of Toronto, right? We're going to these places because they have connections to one of us in the group.
And I had to come to terms with my brownness and my baconness. And over the years, it was really hard because the thing that kept me going when I was a kid was books. I love books. I know the first forward that I would go.
Every Muslim follow these rules, right? Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It's the same thing like my religion. The only thing I see which my religion need more of too is the young guys, they go in, they make sure they clean themselves before they go to prayer.
Right.
I like that.
We don't really get to communicate to the different, seniors or different generations, we just stay with our own little generation and sort of, I'm Gen X, I'm a boomer, I'm this, I'm that.
It's nice to get together and change thoughts with each other, because sometimes, especially when you are not able to be out, you are so depressed, and sometimes your illness is not too good, but you can call someone and say something, and you feel like you're relieved of certain burdens.
It's just not that all young people are, kind of against the seniors and vice versa, I think we've got a kind of a detente between the two generations there now, and I think it was very interesting to hear the younger generation and what their, their handle on things happens to be,